Marina, now I know you've been franchising only for, about a little less than 2 years now, but has anything surprised you about franchising that you weren't expecting?
Oh God, where do I start? I think, and I had this conversation recently with another emerging franchisor. I think there's this expectation as a franchisor that like we build it, like the FTD's filed, I get my approval in New York State, and I have all the things, and I got the brochures and the website, and discovery days all mapped out, and so much work goes into those processes that you just are like waiting for the people to come, right? And listen, some brands, that might be their true use case. For us, like it's really like, okay, how do we get out? How do we really advocate for our brand? How do we really differentiate ourselves from our competitors? So I think learning that as a franchisor, what is the best sales process for a brand like ours? How do we deliver? And how do we get really qualified, strong candidates into the brand? So we, for me, I just assumed that I would have 30 franchisees like on day one of filing. Right. But thank God I didn't. I've learned so much in having the one. I am very much ready to have more join our brand. So I'm excited. Things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I think responsible franchisors, we're excited. We're impassioned about what it is we're doing and the business models that we've all created. So, but with that being said, there's a lot that goes into really being able to develop and constantly retool the systems and the processes that the franchisees need to be successful. So happy that we had that year to really kind of see what it was like to be a franchisor and be able to really be like, okay, this is the type of support that they need. Like I thought it was this, but no, it's actually not that. They really need, X type of support. And how are we going to build that out? Because if they need it, most likely our future franchisees will also need it.
Yeah, for me, I was surprised that people needed more support on the actual operation of or the knowledge of how to run a business more than anything else than the actual operation of the nuts and bolts of it. That was a big surprise for me. I wasn't expecting that. And I would imagine for you, talking with people, first of all, I'm super impressed that you're making sure that you bring on the right people, and you could have more franchises if you wanted to, but turning people down when you're starting out is difficult, but I'm impressed that you've done that.
Yeah, it's hard because again, we're like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and want to just like plot the brand wherever the wind takes us. But again, knowing what I've known as an operator and having worn that hat, as a seasoned business owner, I know that as a franchisor, the stakes are higher. So making sure that the people that are part of the brand are truly invested in the success of all the franchisees, right? Because it's not just about me, franchisor. It's about the livelihood of everybody who's committing their day-to-day and investing in the services we offer. So I think, my thought process has changed. I had someone recently say to me, well, what's your strategy? Are you going to stay in the Northeast? Are you going to kind of trying to talk through what the expansion strategy was? And, ultimately it's like, if I find the right operators, like the right people that want to buy into the brand and can deliver, I'm like, I do think that, maybe a franchisee in Colorado might seem tactically like might not be the way to go. But if they're the right operator and they understand their community and they know that this is a need in their community, they're going to do better than me just knocking on my back door in New Jersey and selling to someone that just is there to be, you know what I mean?
Just because they're local doesn't mean
local,
it's just the right fit.
And so it's funny. I've sort of swayed. I thought I was going to have a much more streamline tri-state expansion, but I've met some great people that I just know would be so invaluable to the brand. And, just because they're a flight away instead of a drive away, I also want to be mindful that the right operators will gain the franchise traction.
Sure.
versus just like plopping a bunch of operators by sheer convenience.
Yeah, of course. What do you see in terms of trends in your industry? Of course, there's been a lot of growth of swim schools and across franchising. But I'm curious in your business, is there anything? I know you kind of mentioned the silver swimmers, I think, but is that what's a growing trend that you see your industry moving towards?
Industry trends. I mean, God, and I'm going to say this with all due respect. I feel like at an industry level, we have not disrupted our industry in quite some time. I truly think that there's so much room to really kind of disrupt. And it's things that like keep me up at night because it makes me so excited. So things like technology, leveraging technology, convenience. I mean, I'll just give you an industry, like just a stat. Most swim programs, it is a set program, meaning like if you're a Tuesday 5:00 swimmer, you're a Tuesday 5:00 swimmer for 10 weeks, right?
Okay.
And that works great for some customers. What we've decided to do is give convenience to our customer. So just like I can drop into classes at Orange Theory, which is one of my favorite franchises personally, our clients can do the same. So mom and dad can say, hey, this week we're swimming Tuesday with Mr. Ed. Next week we're going to swim Wednesday with Miss Brianna. And you're able to really we make the schedule work for our customers. So just sort of what trends we're seeing in the industry, I hope I'm the trendsetter. So I hope more swim schools offer adult lessons. I welcome it. We have the demand. We want to support these people with this life-saving skills. I hope more swim schools offer convenience. I hope more swim schools, technology gets them excited. I can't say quite yet that I see a lot of people doing it, but it makes me really excited. And it's such a privilege to really kind of tackle it head on.
So in terms of the convenience, are people able to go onto like an app or on your website and just do drop-in classes then? That's a huge difference.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've been actually it's real life right now for us, really intentional about our tech stack. So again, I mentioned technology makes me really excited. Technology, swimming, like most people would be like, wait, what are you talking about? But for us was really making sure that our technology supported our core values. And one of those core values is exceeding customer experience through convenience. So, okay, how do we make this process easier? How do we make the onboarding process easier? How do we deliver that feedback loop that our customers need, right? One of the things when we would survey our customers, we would do a report card every month, talk about industry standard, right? Report card every month, maybe a progress report, depending on your program. You know, we right now are delivering skills in real time through text. So like customers, like our new software, which is recently launched, our swim instructors can mark the skills for that particular swimmer. And mom, dad, whoever's on their list, they will automatically get an email and or text message to show this is what they've mastered. This is what's left to master before we can consider this level checked off. So I'm super interested in any technology that supports the feedback loop, makes it a better experience for our customer, and ultimately provides a better offering for our franchisee. We want them focused on talent and sales. And we want the technology to help support us in every other aspect. So very interested in, us as a franchise have invested a lot of time in improving our tech stack. And it's actually something we are doing in real time.
That's awesome. Well, yeah. Plus, you're helping franchisees in a way that they're able to focus on the things that are most important. That is, right, them to get more clients and be able to service the existing ones and not spend time doing so much stuff manually.
No, oh my goodness. I mean, the thought of like email exchanges between, customers and rescheduling lessons. I mean, that's an administrative toll and cost to the franchisee. And something quickly, even for me as I scaled, I was like, wow, this is kind of a roadblock. Like we're bottlenecking right now. And how do I fix that? Like, is my current tech stack supporting the mission of and our core values of the brand? And, it took us a year. Like we dug and we're still developing. Like just recently, our developer was like, hey, we gotta, if you want this is what it's going to cost. This is what the timeline's going to look like. And we're like, this is what we need. So we're very committed to making sure that the process is easy for our consumer. But with that same in that same token is also making sure that, the franchisee is really doing the work we want them to do. And that is selling and advocating for the services that we offer to their community.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.